I've been drinking caffeine for as long as I can remember, and I had absolutely no idea that it's been running my life. I've always believed that I was in control of my caffeine intake, but knowing what I know now after building clarity, it couldn't have been any further from the truth. It's how the loop that you probably live in was ruining my life. In this video, I'm going to explain to you how the loop took over without me even noticing. I'm going to explain how it finally clicked, and the simple reset system I've built to help climb out of it. This system lies at the core of clarity. If any of this sounds familiar, you're probably going to recognize yourself over the next couple of minutes. My day used to start just like yours does. I used to think about coffee the moment I wake up, and I couldn't do anything until I'd had it. I'd most likely drink one or two mid-morning to keep riding the wave, and post-lunch was always a slog, and by this point, the workday was usually just about survival. On the evenings, I typically go to the gym, so I'd have something stronger just as a bit of a pick-me-up. It's actually quite funny looking back, because I used to plan my entire day around when the next caffeine dose was coming. I'd even plan journeys just to make sure that I could get a good caffeine source on the way, like a good coffee or a can of White Monster. I always used to sell myself the same lie that you do, that I just loved the coffee, but it couldn't have been any further from the truth. The actual truth is I needed caffeine just to feel normal, and that's a very different thing. The moment that everything clicked was almost boring. I always thought that my sleep routine was dialed in, but I was just a bad sleeper. What I actually decided to do was start working out how much caffeine was in my system by the time I was going to sleep. What shocked me was the fact that the number was far higher than I ever could have guessed. It was crazy to see that a real chunk of my afternoon intake was still circulating my system by the time I was trying to fall asleep. And for me, that reframed absolutely everything about what I was doing. My exhaustion wasn't a sleep problem that I need to fix with more caffeine or more discipline. It was a negative feedback loop that I was just reinforcing. Without even knowing it, I was poisoning the very recovery that was going to help me get back on track. But instead, I spent my life spiraling down a cycle of being wired and tired. The craziest thing that I found is that the more I've looked, the more I started to understand that it isn't just me. Most people are feeling like I used to feel. This same pattern shows up again and again in the people I meet, the people I talk to, in the research, and basically anyone that I've spoke to that uses clarity on a daily basis. My mum was the perfect example. She was part of the beta testing group for clarity. When she started using the app, she found out very quickly that she was drinking around 1 gram of caffeine every day. She's always said the same thing to me, that she was just a bad sleeper and she just naturally felt quite tired. But since using the app, she now gets a full night's sleep and drinks way less caffeine. She actually drinks mostly decaf and feels way better for it. But before most people can start to think about the right caffeine amount for them, you need to start with a baseline and understand what it is you're actually already consuming. What most people don't realise is that caffeine's effects actually far outlive that initial boost that you feel. Once you understand this very small detail, you can start to take control again. To actually get a grip of this, I decided to build a reset system. I've not quit caffeine, I've just learned to use it deliberately instead of blindly. I've set a cut-off time for myself and actually protected it. The key here that the cut-off time was specific to me, not a generic one based off some random internet advice. It's a cut-off time that actually works for me for the time that I go to bed. I got honest about my actual daily total and I stopped using caffeine to patch over my bad sleep patterns. Within a couple of weeks, my energy started to steady out. Those afternoon crashes that I used to experience faded, and my sleep got noticeably deeper. My dreams even returned, which is something I haven't experienced for years. I'll be clear, this is still the same coffee I'd always loved. I'm just using it with intent. I'm actually getting benefit from caffeine now instead of it just harming every other area of my life other than the times I'm either working or working out. If you're interested in learning more about the caffeine reset and the system that I've used to not only build clarity, but also reset my relationship with caffeine, you can join our email list. You'll get the caffeine reset guidance for free and more insights onto clarity and how we're revolutionizing the world's relationship with caffeine. The link is in the video description. Today you've heard about my story, but it's not a system. You need to take the actual steps to make sure that it sticks. And that's exactly what this series is building towards. I've made a full video on the reset and what's coming next. It's on screen now here. Go and watch it so you can understand where this journey goes.